Hey, Dr. Travis Ziegler here, and I'm going to be going over a presentation today that is one of my favorite presentations to give. And it actually makes me a little nervous to present this on this community because it's putting my heart out into the community and putting my heart onto this YouTube channel. So the title of this presentation is called Do Good Shit, and why your Amazon business is going to fail, but what I'm going over today will not. So let's jump right in. So my coach and mentor stole $630,000 from me. We had $1,000 left in the bank account and a credit card bill of $50,000. I got shingles because the stress in my life was too much. My self-esteem was so low that I almost sold our company for nowhere near what it was worth. I had a $4 billion pharmaceutical company sue me. We built a product line up over $1 million, and the supplier decided that he no longer wanted to supply us, and he was the only one that made that product. We had over $100,000 in inventory stuck in the FDA customs, only for them to tell us that they were going to destroy it, and we had all the paperwork and everything to be compliant. One year, we had $3.2 million in revenue and almost had $0 in profit to show for it. I had a business partner take over $200,000 from me and one of my family members. We had our 3-year struggle with infertility, and we were told that we could never have kids. Then we had 3 kids, only to lose one to a rare genetic disorder. We moved 5 times across the country, from Ohio to South Carolina, to Michigan, to Ohio, to Texas, then back to Ohio, all within a 7-year time. And I tell you this because business and life will hit you in the face, and it will hit you hard. But for as hard as it gets, the highs are also just as great. We made the Inc. 5000 fastest growing companies list. I quit my 9-to-5 of being an optometrist and sold my 2 practices. I bought a business in 5x its revenue, all in less than a year. I've helped hundreds of thousands of dry eye sufferers find relief when no one else could help them, and this was without the use of medications. I've helped thousands of entrepreneurs with my free courses on audience building and PPC get more freedom in their business. I've built 2 multi-million-dollar companies and 2 6-figure brick and mortar stores, 3 of those with my wife and 1 of them with my 2 best friends from college. I've sold 3 companies for a lot of money. I have the freedom to be anywhere, to do anything, and to hang out with anyone that I want. And I've got enough money invested that I could live off the passive income for the rest of my life, only depending on what Bitcoin and Ethereum do, of course. And most importantly, I get to serve thousands of people in third world countries, giving them eye exams, glasses, sunglasses, cataract surgeries, glaucoma surgery, and diabetic retinopathy surgery. Life in business is filled with highs and lows, ups and downs, twists and turns. You'll encounter challenges that you don't think you can overcome. If you choose to develop the grit and resilience needed and an unwillingness to give up, then you will make it. Now, most of you here have that grit, have that resilience, which is why you are here watching this video. And in order to get through all of this, you have to have a great reason to be in business in the first place. Money is not that. I want you to meet Angel Riviera. Angel Riviera, you can see his left eye doesn't look so good. He came to us in pain in Ecuador. This was on our first mission trip we ever did in 2008. And we saw him at the front of the line in a lot of pain. So I brought him in, sat him in my chair, and he had a pressure of over 80. Normal pressure is about 20, and you can imagine pressure. So pressure inside the eyeball of 20 is normal. 80 is 4 times that. So it's pressure pushing out on the eye, which can cause a significant amount of pain, which Angel was in. And all day, it took us about 4 to 5 hours to bring that pain from an 80 down to a 20. Now, unfortunately, he had already lost vision in that eye from the pressure being so high for so long, but we eliminated his pain. And after we had eliminated his pain, he hugged us and cried out, "God bless you, God bless you, God bless you." That was the day that I knew I was hooked on my mission of what I wanted to do with the rest of my life, on who I wanted to serve and why I wanted to do it. This is another example of people we see in these clinics. This is called a kissing pterygium. This is a tissue of the eye that's from UV light, grows over and blocks their vision. They then have to have surgery to scrape that away. So I ask you, why are you doing this? Again, our mission is to help eradicate the 1 billion people that are blind due to lack of glasses. When people apply to work with us, I ask them this question, and the answers I get are to become financially free, to provide for my family, or to get out of the rat race. Although these are all noble, you'll achieve these things, and you'll ask yourself, what now? And you'll feel unfulfilled. Now, who can tell me whose mission this is? Improve people's health and longevity through selling natural and organic foods. It's pretty easy. It's in the name, or the name is in the mission statement. It's Whole Foods. Whole Foods' mission isn't to provide food. It's to provide health and longevity to people. Now, whose mission is this? To be the Earth's most customer-centric company. That's right. It's Amazon. Amazon's mission isn't focused on selling crap online. It's to become the most customer-centric company. It's not to sell stuff online. Whose mission is this? Delivering happiness. Would you have thought it was a shoe company called Zappos? Zappos was started by Tony Hsieh back in about 2000, and he decided to sell shoes online, and that was it. And his mission wasn't to sell more shoes. His mission was to deliver happiness. And that's exactly how they became so big, is because they made it, that was part of their mission. Now I'll introduce you to my dad. My dad has been a GM car salesman for over 50 years, probably about 50 years, actually. He's been doing it since his 20s. He's now in his 70s, and he has been with GM for life. Now, imagine the disappointment that my dad had to go through when I came home with this. Now, I didn't buy a Tesla to buy another car. I bought a Tesla because I believe in Elon Musk. I believe in his mission to accelerate the world's transition to sustainable energy. Now, I know some of you guys are out there, you're doubting about, are batteries the way to go because they cause more pollution because we have to farm them, blah, 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 blah. That's not the point. We're at the very beginning stages of battery technology. Imagine in 10 years where we're going to be, but we aren't going to be where we're going to be in 10 years if it wasn't for Elon taking a stance right now. And so I believe in his mission, his SpaceX mission, which is making humanity multiplanetarian. Now, all of Elon's companies, except for Twitter, of course, all sync together. So you have Solar City, you have Tesla, and you have SpaceX. I believe that his goal is to build up battery power so high that you can get it on a rocket ship, and then that rocket ship can make it all the way to Mars and back. And they're going to do this by storing power on a battery that can hold a high capacity, and then grabbing that power with solar power, because Solar City, he owns Solar City. And then he's going to make great rocket ships with SpaceX as a result. And so he's combining all these things together. Where does Twitter fit into that? I have no idea. But that's what happens with a mission. I bought a Tesla not because of the car. I bought it because of the mission, but the car is a nice side benefit as well. Now let's talk about Tesla versus GM real quick. So cars sold in 2022, Tesla sold 1.3 million cars. GM sold 5.9 million. I didn't buy a Tesla to buy another car. Again, I bought it to be part of a movement. Now let's look at the market cap of these two. Tesla, selling a fifth of the cars, is worth $623 billion. GM, selling 5 times as many cars as Tesla, is worth $58 billion. $58 billion. That's not a result of selling more cars. That's a result of his mission, his why, and his technology. And so the why aligns with building up the tech, and Tesla has become this tech company in the car care space, where GM is just still a car company, and they will die eventually, unfortunately, if they don't catch up anytime soon. So Steve Jobs said, if today were the last day of your life, would I want to be doing what I'm doing today? And whenever the answer has been no for too many days in a row, I know I need to change something. So think about that. If today were the last day of your life, why would people remember you? Would they remember you for selling millions of dollars online? Or for selling plastic from China? Or for coming out with another Me Too product? No one gives a shit about how much money you have, how much you sell, how big your house is, the car you drive, or how awesome your Ferrari is. This is all your ego talking, and ego will bring more enemies than friends. If you want to truly succeed with your business and be happy with your life, you have to serve others. So again, I ask you, why are you in business? What is your why? Again, we are all put on this earth to make a difference in the lives of other people. Again, my why is to help end the over 1 billion who are needlessly blind due to lack of glasses. Now, I've made millions of dollars online through selling on Amazon, but these numbers right here on the screen are the numbers that I'm most proud of. This is how much my wife and I have donated to charity ever since the year 2018. And you can see it continues to go up into 2022. We make most of our donations to the I Believe Foundation. This is a foundation that we started back in 2017, I believe, and we use the funds that we donate to the foundation to give eye exams, glasses, and eye surgeries to those in third world countries with a focus on Jamaica. We've been able to do about 13 missions so far. So let me just show you a quick video of this. how many of you guys have a nonprofit and are you using it properly? So why should you start a nonprofit? It'll be based on a mission that truly serves your heart. You can write off all the donations that you give to your nonprofit on your taxes. If you donate $100,000, you can take $100,000 tax deduction. You still control the money because you're likely going to be the president of your nonprofit. You get to control how it's spent, donating it to others, making scholarships, or paying for yourself, or you can even pay yourself out of your nonprofit. We don't recommend it, but you can. Now, a lot of people think that if you start a nonprofit, you actually have to do the actions, but you can actually just use the nonprofit as a holder of your money to donate to other nonprofits, which is what we do a lot, but we also work in our nonprofit as well. So what does this have to do with your business? It has everything to do with your business. According to Google, I did a quick Google search, 70 to 80% of consumers want to do business with brands that are making a difference in this world, that are driven by social values. But then you can also take it a step further. You can put it in your brand story. You can put it in your photos. You can put it in your bullets. You can put it in your A+ content, like I said, in your brand story. But what if we could take this a step further? What if I could get you $10,000 per month in free advertising to your nonprofit's website? What could you do with $10,000 per month in free traffic to a website? The first thing I want you to do is you can increase donations by telling a compelling story and asking for donations in the video or below it. That's what you could do if you're an actual nonprofit that exists today. The second thing you can do if you're a brand is you can increase the impressions of your product and brand awareness with blogs on your nonprofit's website. I'm going to go over that today in more detail as well. So let's talk about increasing donations first, because this is going to be quick and dirty, and then we'll talk about the second part as well. So what you want to do here is create a captivating story around the mission of your nonprofit and brand. You want to show that mission in action, and you want to ask people for donations and then show the donations at work. Let me show you a quick video on this.
I'm ready to go. Cash for it. And I just see if I can tag someone or use someone.
If you really want to build, you can.
What's your name, sir?
Fine.
Thank you so much, sir.
I had just for 30.
You sure? I actually have $500 for you. Lord. Yes, and you can have your belt pack for being kind.
Where can I buy you a belt?
No, I don't need one.
Going blind, I pay a cataract and my knee is going through and you murder.
I showed my followers, they want to give you $30,000.
You say, man, this doesn't know. I mean, it's been shut down enough. Everybody, hey, thank you for your gifts, your donations, and your prayers too.
So the second thing we can do is increase your impressions and brand awareness around your product. So instead of targeting specific keywords that involve your product, you're going to target keywords around the problem that your product solves, and you're going to build a blog and or landing page around that. So the problem should be around what your nonprofit's about too. So with your nonprofit, you're educating about the problem that your product solves, and then you can be an affiliate for your product to get donations back to your nonprofit. So again, the mission of your nonprofit is going to be the problem of your business solves. Write a blog post around that, add in Amazon attribution links to track it, and then we're going to drive that $10,000 a month in traffic for free through the Google Ads account. So let me show you how we do that. Hey, it's Dr. Travis Ziegler, and I wanted to thank you for watching this video. I just wanted to take a brief couple seconds to let you know about a free Amazon PPC masterclass that I have. Just head to profitablepineapple.com to sign up for that free Amazon PPC masterclass, or you can click the link down below in the description. I'll see you inside. So the first thing I do is I think about the problem that my product solves. I then go to the Google Keyword Planner and I type in where I can get more keywords. And so dry eyes and blepharitis are the big ones that my specific charity solves. We educate on dry eyes. And then what we're going to look at here is search volume. We want a high search volume with a low bid. And so competition also, it could be low, it could be high, it doesn't really matter with this, but you want to see lower cost per click with higher volume. And then what I do is I use AI to write my articles. So the main word that you saw on that previous slide was blepharitis. And so I'm going to come out with a prompt that says, write me 1,000-word blog posts on the topic 5 ways to treat blepharitis in 2023 with an introduction, middle, and conclusion with references. Do this in the style of a doctor explaining it to a 5th grader for our target demographic of postmenopausal females. During the treatment section, make the first section about my product I sell on Amazon called MediViz Eyelid Wipes. Also discuss form compresses. At the end, recommend checking out the product that we sell on Amazon. And it spits out in about 30 seconds, a complete article that talks about everything we just talked about. Now you want to create a catchy title. You can use AI for this as well. I like listicle titles, which have a odd number, superlative word, and then it talks about what the keyword is. Or you can just ask AI to do that. Create 5 catchy titles for this article, and it will spit out 5 articles or 5 titles just like that. Then we're going to create Amazon attribution links for tracking and to put in this blog post. Now, most of you guys know this, but Amazon loves and rewards external traffic. It doesn't matter that this traffic does not convert as well, because Amazon loves that you're sending people from off-site on to Amazon. And so keep that in mind. Amazon loves that external traffic. So this is going to have lower conversion. So if you send it from Facebook, which we're not talking about today, but Google has research or buying intent. Amazon PPC has buying intent. So ROAS is going to be higher, costs are going to be less, but with Google ads, they could be researching or buying. It's going to be a lower ROAS, so it's not going to be as high of a buying intent. But with this being external traffic, it's going to increase your keyword rankings. It's going to increase your organic sales. It's going to help out. So let me just show you briefly how to do an attribution link, because I might do it a little differently than you've seen before. You can use tools such as Pixel Me or Attribution Insights or whatever it is, but I'm going to show you how to do it manually. So we're going to go to measurement and reporting, click on Amazon attribution. We're going to add all on this page. That's the key thing I wanted you to take away from this, is we don't just do it for the product that we're advertising for. We do it to add all onto this page. And then we use a canonical URL to send them to that page. You can also send them to a landing page on your storefront page, because then you'll take away the competition. But we found that sending them direct to product display pages or PDPs is actually, it seems to convert higher. I don't know why. You'd think if they go to a store page that it would convert higher because they have no competitor on there. But if you send them directly to your own landing page, I think it just looks more like Amazon. That just could be my assumption. Now let's create your Google ad. We're going to create a new campaign. We're then going to optimize it for website traffic. We're going to do search campaign. And then we're going to maximize for clicks. Start out with a small budget, $5 to $20 is plenty. We're going to unclick those. Can't really use these in nonprofits anyway. And then select the country that you're in. And then we put our keywords in there. What I like to do is put keywords in there with quotations and with brackets. That's phrase and exact match. And you can see our weekly estimates will be about $600 in costs with 1,126 clicks with an average cost per click of 53 cents. Now, with the nonprofit side, you can increase your budget and you'll get a lot more clicks, but this is for not for profit as well. You can do this without the nonprofit. Writing headlines for this, I like to use AI for this as well. So I'm going to have it write me 20 headlines for Google Ads limited to 30 characters for my article, 5 Ways to Treat Blepharitis in 2023. You can also use enhanced prompts, which are popular now on most sites, and it just makes it a lot fancier. When you compare them side by side, though, it came up with the same stuff. And so here's 10, one with my prompt, the other one with an enhanced prompt, so you can use either one. But you can see that it comes up with quite a few headlines, and then you can just copy and paste those into your Google Ads. I believe that Google Ads will have this feature with Bard built into Google Ads here within probably the next 6 months, once they work out some of the bugs. And then the same thing, I write descriptions the same way. I write 10 descriptions for Google Ads, limited to 90 characters for my blog post about this. And then it will spit out 10 descriptions, and I pick the best ones. And then this is what my ad looks like. And so you can see my ad. I have site link extensions, which I'll talk about here in just a little bit, but pretty simple ad. Here's the desktop version. So there's mobile, desktop. And tracking, now these do not do as well because you're bidding a lot higher. So in my mind, Google's doing this for 2 reasons. So Google made $260 billion in profit in Google Ads profit, not revenue, profit last year in 2022. And I believe that they do this grant program. They say they do it because they make so much profit and it's a way to give back, but it's kind of a double-edged sword. It also does a second thing for them. It drives up cost per click. It drives up bids. So if you have all these nonprofits across the world bidding on the same keywords, it's going to drive up clicks for the for-profit brands. And so in the end, Google is being noble by giving us free advertising for our nonprofits, but it's really just driving up clicks for for-profit brands. And so just keep that in mind. But since we're bidding so high, our ROAS is a lot lower with these. So we actually go for a 0.5 to 1.5 ROAS. That's good in this space. I've had articles that I've had 2 to 7 ROAS in my for-profit company, only get 0.5 to 1 ROAS in the nonprofit side. So I wanted to show you that side by side. This is the exact same. I know it's different months, different times, but This is the exact same article on my nonprofit and my for-profit, driving Google ads, and 266 ROAS on my for-profit side, driving more sales than my nonprofit, which drives less sales. But still, it's external traffic. It helps out quite a bit. So typically with Google troubleshooting, if you're not profitable, you'll set a maximum cost per click. You can't do that with nonprofits. It just doesn't work. We've set maximum cost per clicks and it kills the campaign. And so we just let that run. And as long as it's making sales, we usually just let it run. If it's in that 0.5 to 1.5 ROAS, we continue to let it run. And what we usually do is write 3 to 5 blog articles, and then we just optimize it by shifting budget between those articles. And that's usually what we do with the nonprofit side. If you're not getting impressions, make sure you're approved. If you're getting impressions but no clicks, your ads suck, and you better turn them off fast. Running out of budget, but hitting ROAS goals, increase the budget of that article. Lots of clicks but no sales, find new keywords or change the copy of to match your Amazon listing. There's a mismatch between what you're bidding on to where it's going to your Amazon. So make sure you get that all right. And I just kind of said here, never set maximum CPC. It just kills the budget. Here's another example of one live on our blog, Home Remedies for Dry Eyelids, talks about our product. Here's the ad itself. And I just want to touch briefly on compliance, because compliance is important. If you want to keep your grant, you have to have at least 2 ads per ad group. You have to have at least 2 ad groups per campaign. You have to have at least 2 site link ad extensions. I'm not going to go into detail with these. You can look these up yourself. You must respond to the yearly program survey. You have no minimum spend, but you can get up to $10,000 a month. You can't have single word keywords, for example, blepharitis, the one example I showed you, except for there are some exceptions with medical campaigns. You can't have overly generic keywords like free videos, ebooks, today's news. No keywords with a quality score of 1 or 2 are permitted. You must have a valid conversion tracking. We just do a click or page load conversion. You must maintain a 5% click-through rate each month. Failure to meet the 5% click-through rate for 2 months can result in temporary account deactivation. So I wanted to focus on that 10th point of click-through rate, because that applies for all of us. And I want to go over how you can increase your click-through rate for Google Ads, but also apply these across the board. You can apply most of these to like Amazon headline search ads or sponsored brand ads. So let's go over that. So increasing your click-through rate on Google. Click-through rate to Google equals conversion rate to Amazon. The higher your conversion rate on Amazon, the more sales you're going to get, because you're going to increase your organic rank and your keyword rankings. The same thing with Google. The higher click-through rate you have, the more it's going to show your ad, the lower it's going to cost, the more clicks you're going to get. This is just an example of that. You can see that top one. I've got 6 cents per click, spending $747.68 for 11,552 clicks. The reason I get such cheap clicks is because of the interaction rate. Interaction rate of 33%. I think it's now up to 46%. And that's my click-through rate. That's because the higher click-through rate, the more Google shows you, the cheaper it costs, the more clicks you're going to get. All right, let's go into it. So ad extensions just add more bulk to your ad. Plus you can put different topics on there that might be related to the ad. And you can have up to 4 of those. Call to actions, make sure you have a call to actions. Shop now on Amazon. Free shipping. Obviously these aren't going to Amazon, but learn more now. Click here to learn more, stuff like that. Now, main keyword in the URL path. So if we're going for sty in this case, get rid of a sty. Dynamic keyword insertion. So when you use a brace, you can then type in keyword, colon, and then put chocolate or something. And what it will do is it will put whatever keyword they're searching for in where that brace is. And if the thing is too long, it will go back to that basic keyword. Let me show you an example of that. So the keyword is chocolate here. And so if they type in sugar-free chocolate and you have buy with the brace chocolate, then it will say buy sugar-free chocolate or buy chocolate. Now, if it's too long, gourmet chocolate truffles, like that bottom example, it will just fill it in with that basic keyword that you put in at the very beginning. Countdown timer. This is great for if you're having a sale of some kind. Again, not as applicable to nonprofits, but it still works for profits. So I wanted to go over it. You again put that brace in, go to countdown, and then that will give you a countdown timer to like Prime Day, or Prime Day sale is over, or Black Friday or Cyber Monday. And that will create scarcity, which will keep people clicking a little more. You can put the discount. So if you actually have a discount, $5 off, 50% off, put that directly in the headline. That's going to cause an increase in click-through rate. And then add an image. You can't do this with nonprofits, but add an image for your for-profits and increase your click-through rate. We went from a 42 to a 46% click-through rate just by adding an image. 4% is huge. 1% is huge. So just keep that in mind. But I want to go over one last thing. If you really want to grow your business and your happiness in this unforgiving and harsh world that has social media, just everybody's getting blasted with negativity, you need to treat others with love and respect. You need to create a positive work culture. You need to treat employees with kindness and respect them to lead. This will lead to increased productivity, loyalty, and retention. The same thing, you can do this with your customers. Love and respect them can lead to increased satisfaction, word of mouth referrals. It's simple, but it's overlooked. Forgive your employees. Everybody makes mistakes. You make mistakes. The more you forgive, that can be the difference between success and failure, because they'll learn from these mistakes. Mistakes and failures lead to growth, while holding grudges will lead to stagnation and decline. Equality. You need to have equality in your business. Promote diversity and inclusivity. This can attract a wider pool of talent and perspective, which leads to increased motivation, creativity, and problem solving. And finally, service and community. Serve your fellow human. Teamwork, collaboration, support. By creating this positivity, this support, this work environment, you can foster a sense of belonging and encourage your employees to work towards a common goal of serving and loving your customers. This will increase engagement, motivation, and productivity between your team and your raving fans. So what I want you to do now is I want you to love, serve, and spread joy. Get your nonprofit started. If you want our help, go to profitablepineapple.com/charity. profitablepineapple.com/charity. Fill out that application, comes directly to me. I'm going to look it over and then we'll jump on a call to see if this is right for you. We're going to build out your website. We're going to build out your blog posts. We're going to apply for that Google Ads grant. And then we're going to build Google Ads to that blog. Again, your ROAS target 0.5 to 1, 0.5 to 1.5. So somewhere around there. And if you do all this, if you serve, spread love, spread joy, start a nonprofit, you will see the money. I guarantee it. So let me leave you with one last video.
24 hours earlier, I met this angel of a man and his son that was struggling and decided to ask them for help.
Yeah, hey, what about you? Hey, that's okay, my man.
My knee is bad and I just want.
Oh, you're just taking some real chicken there. You don't need to see me run.
Why'd you help me?
Yeah, I'm going to do it. Find happiness. Thanks,
Yeah, you got so much joy. It's contagious. I deprived him of $500 and he was blown away and then opened up about his son's car accident 8 years ago and was still suffering from life injury.
All what I want to see is my son like better.
Little did he wish now, we made a GoFundMe for him and all of your donations started coming in, totaling over $45,000. So I showed up to their work and surprised them the next day. For you and your son, over $45,000. Well, you gotta be ready.
Hey, make sure you check out this next video. If you enjoyed this content, you're going to love this next video that I handpicked for you. And what else do they need to do? Like this video and make sure you subscribe to our channel if you enjoyed this content.